good thing or a bad thing for the designers to make the car longer. And they told me like, please just don't make it longer. And then we had to figure out, so 40 centimeter longer engine, plus a big battery, this is 25 kilowatt hours, that's very substantial for this kind of car, plus 3 electric motors, plus an 8-speed gearbox, which is now behind the engine, and without making the car any longer.
Imagine a factory where every car is sold before production even begins. Built on the historic grounds where Bugatti was founded, this new facility blends more than a century of heritage with the future of automotive engineering. At its center is the $4 million Bugatti Tourbillon, a groundbreaking hypercar powered by a naturally aspirated V16 engine and 3 electric motors. As the successor to the legendary Chiron prepares for production, it promises to redefine speed, luxury, and what a hypercar can be in 2026. A factory rooted in history. Bugatti's new factory isn't just another industrial building, it's a deliberate return to the brand's origins, built on the very grounds where Ettore Bugatti crafted his first masterpieces over a century ago. Located on the historic Château Saint-Jean estate in Molsheim, France, this facility ties the future of hypercar manufacturing directly to its storied past. Far from the usual sprawling industrial parks where most factories reside, this site carries deep symbolism. It's a nod both to tradition and to a new chapter, anchoring the brand's next era in the place where it all began. The design itself reflects reverence for the landscape and legacy. Stretching over 400 feet in length, but standing less than 30 feet tall, the building is intentionally low profile. It doesn't shout dominance, but rather blends into the Alsace countryside. Nearly a third of the roof is covered with living grass, which isn't just for show, but serves to integrate the building into its natural surroundings. The glass walls, some reaching 5 meters tall, flood the interior with natural light, crafting an inviting workspace for those inside. This departure from the conventional factory aesthetic underscores a deeper philosophy. Instead of a grim, fluorescent-lit production hall, Bugatti has created an environment that feels more like a workshop for master craftsmen. These devoted artisans build cars so complex and precious that each one is closer to a hand-woven instrument than a manufactured product. The building reflects this mindset, focusing on atmosphere, detail, and the human element in manufacturing. What makes this all the more impressive is the speed of construction. For such a specialized, architecturally focused facility to rise in under 12 months is remarkable. When Bugatti's leadership officially opened the building, it marked more than the completion of another factory. It was the first purpose-built manufacturing hub of the company since its restructuring under Rimac's leadership, symbolizing a bold new direction. Unlike many automotive factories that chase efficiency by maximizing scale or cost saving, Bugatti's choice of site is a quiet but clear statement of identity. Rather than relocating to a modern industrial park or a tax-friendly zone, they chose history and authenticity. Building right next to the original chateau sends a message without words. The values that made Bugatti legendary are exactly the values that will carry it forward. This new factory speaks volumes about the brand's commitment to craftsmanship, heritage, and innovation all at once. It embraces roots while projecting ambition, which is a tricky balance few brands manage. This fusion of history and future sets the stage for everything that follows, with the factory as both a physical and symbolic foundation. Simply put, the factory's location and design aren't just a backdrop. They're an essential part of Bugatti's evolving story. They frame a narrative where legacy meets the future, and every car produced there carries that weight. This history-soaked ground is where Bugatti stakes its claim for the decades ahead. While the full details of what happens inside this factory remain to be told, it's clear the building itself has already made a powerful statement. Bugatti is investing in a future built on respect for craftsmanship and tradition as much as innovation. This reverence for craftsmanship naturally extends beyond the factory's location to the very design and atmosphere inside, creating a workplace where precision and artistry unite. Craftsmanship meets modern architecture. Walking into the new factory, it's pretty clear that Bugatti has done a lot to shape the setting, so craftsmanship kind of feels like an art, not just production. The long sight lines and the lots of natural light give the whole place a human-sized feeling, with your mind naturally settling on what's actually in front of you. And compared with a lot of industrial halls that seem almost cavernous and really impersonal, here the ceilings are intentionally kept on the lower side. That detail alone makes the workspace feel close and calm, which helps you concentrate instead of getting distracted. It's a subtle idea, really. This architecture is saying that top-level making needs the right atmosphere too, not only good tools and parts. Bugatti's insistence on hand-built quality means that every panel, joint, and that final finish needs this slow, careful inspection and adjustment. The factory's design backs that up with special lighting and a layout that kind of nudges you toward careful work, not some rushed throughput thing. Building a Bugatti isn't really about cranking out numbers. It's more about refining each tiny millimeter of metal and leather. And the place itself kind of matches that mood too. It mixes the precision of modern design with the cozy feel of an artisan's atelier. At least, that's how it reads. Surprisingly, this marvel wasn't years in the making. It was up in less than a year, which feels like proof of the brand's clear vision and focused execution. Also, the building isn't only a container for production, it's actually part of quality control, like in a literal sense. Bugatti knows the physical space affects the end result long before any assembly begins. That mindset shows up everywhere, right down to the grass roof that blends into the landscape outside. And by putting so much money into architecture and atmosphere, Bugatti really goes in a different direction compared to efficiency-driven factories at mass-market brands. This factory isn't about speed or volume. It's more like an environment where the finest human skills can survive and thrive. It says, pretty plainly, that for Bugatti, manufacturing can't be separated from mastery. Overall, it feels like a modern cathedral for automotive craft and innovation, not just a workshop. In a lot of ways, the building design gives this kinda unexpected lesson for the automotive world. When engineering a dream needs lots of handwork and exactness, the whole factory has to shift to match that, not the other way around. That perspective matters a lot for building hypercars that are as much art as they are machines. Bugatti's design mindset is more about nurturing, not simply producing, and you can see that in nearly every corner of the place. The huge glass walls aren't only for looks. They bring in moving daylight that changes through the day, and also as the seasons change. So the interior stays kind of alive and motivating. Natural light is basically required for catching those tiny flaws, and for keeping the flawless final surface that Bugatti insists on over and over. There's this constant link to the outside. It keeps the work grounded in nature, but it also lifts everything using light and space. The new factory's architecture embodies the very spirit of Bugatti's craft, a seamless blend of tradition, innovation, and human touch. It's a space that sets the tone for the next hypercars to emerge, not just built to impress, but to inspire and endure. Beyond just beautiful design, this facility's layout and production processes are finely tuned to balance meticulous detail with the scale needed to meet growing demand. Workflow and production efficiency. Bugatti's new factory was conceived not simply to look stunning, but to optimize workflow and boost production capacity without sacrificing quality. The facility functions as a precision-engineered stage for every delicate step before the final assembly of each car. Here, components are pre-assembled, quality-checked, and painstakingly polished and painted under specialized lighting conditions designed to reveal even the smallest imperfection. This separation of stages prevents bottlenecks and ensures the highest standards are maintained throughout the entire process. Final assembly still takes place in Bugatti's original Chiron building, the round structure shaped like the Bugatti emblem. The new factory supplements this by handling the complex, time-consuming preparation work before each vehicle reaches that final stage. This distributed approach allows both sites to focus on what they do best, improving efficiency without rushing craftsmanship. It's a smart, deliberate system that doubles the brand's production capability. To put this workflow in perspective, painting and polishing a Bugatti isn't a conventional job. It can take days of concentrated handwork on a single panel to achieve flawless surfaces that meet Bugatti's exacting standards. Such labor-intensive processes simply cannot coexist with high-volume assembly. By dedicating a separate space to these tasks, the brand ensures that the artistry of finish isn't compromised by production demands. This facility's design mimics the flow of a high-end restaurant kitchen, where different stations handle prep, cooking, and plating without crowding each other. Just as chefs need space and sequence to deliver perfect dishes, Bugatti's experts require precise sequencing and spacious work areas to create perfect automobiles. Every step has room to breathe and happens in logical order, eliminating unnecessary delays and interference. Such a workflow is in stark contrast to mainstream automotive plants, where robotic systems rapidly build cars, often in a matter of minutes. Bugatti's pace is measured in weeks and months, reflecting the extreme complexity and bespoke nature of each vehicle. The small teams involved often follow the same car through multiple stages, building relationships with each machine that would be impossible in mass production. This intentional pacing isn't inefficiency. It's the entire point. The customer is paying millions for a product that has been lovingly crafted over time by highly skilled artisans, not assembled by robots. The process honors that commitment by giving each car the time and attention it deserves. This facility and its detailed processes are a physical declaration of what Bugatti values: precision, quality, and a relentless devotion to creating cars that transcend ordinary definitions of automobiles. Such a foundation of history, craftsmanship, and workflow sets the stage perfectly for the remarkable machine it was built to produce, the Bugatti Tourbillon hypercar. The Tourbillon hypercar, unveiled. The new factory's grandest purpose is to bring to life the Bugatti Tourbillon, the successor to the iconic Chiron. This car carries the weight of an intimidating legacy. After all, the Chiron was not just fast, it redefined what a hypercar could be, becoming the first production vehicle to break the 300 miles per hour barrier. Following such a legend is no small task, yet Bugatti has forged its own unique path with the Tourbillon, crafting a machine that blends cutting-edge technology with timeless engineering philosophy. Unlike the all-electric push dominating the industry, the Tourbillon takes a contrarian approach by combining a massive naturally aspirated 16-cylinder engine with 3 electric motors. This hybrid setup produces nearly 1,800 horsepower, a staggering figure that outruns entire grids of race cars from decades past. The 16-cylinder engine was developed in collaboration with British specialist Cosworth, designed to rev high and deliver an emotionally charged, dramatic sound without relying on turbochargers. What makes the Tourbillon truly special is how it marries the visceral engagement of a high-revving combustion engine,
Bugatti holding on the 16-cylinder and Rimac doing what they can do best,
with the silent power of electric propulsion. With a fully charged battery, it can cruise approximately 37 miles on electric power alone, enabling near-silent, emission-free driving in urban settings. When the driver desires intensity, the naturally aspirated engine roars to life, delivering a thrilling, raw experience that electric cars can't replicate. This blend of old-world combustion craftsmanship and modern electric technology embodies Bugatti's broader philosophy, a deliberate hybrid path in an era where many brands are either fully electric or clinging to turbocharged engines. The Tourbillon challenges the notion that luxury performance must conform to current trends, choosing instead to stake a claim for a future where mechanical soul and innovation coexist. The car's interior furthers this fusion of tradition and advanced engineering. Its design draws inspiration from mechanical wristwatches, with the name Tourbillon itself referencing the tourbillon mechanism used to enhance accuracy in high-end timepieces. The dashboard showcases actual mechanical needle-style gauges rather than digital displays, aiming to remain meaningful and elegant decades from now, instead of feeling obsolete like many modern screens. Every element inside the tourbillon conveys deliberate craftsmanship, from exposed mechanical components to carefully finished glass surfaces. This attention to detail isn't just for show. It connects the driver to the car's complex engineering in a tactile, emotional way. It's a rolling piece of horological artistry, as much as it is a superlative hypercar. Building a naturally aspirated 16-cylinder engine in 2026 is a bold technical and emotional statement. Turbochargers may be easier to manufacture and more efficient in some respects, but the linear power delivery and climbing sound of a naturally aspirated engine offer an unmatchable sensory experience. By choosing this route, Bugatti affirms that craftsmanship and emotional connection remain crucial to its identity, even as the automotive world rapidly evolves. This unwavering commitment to a unique powertrain philosophy positions Bugatti apart in a shifting industry landscape, where decisions about electrification and tradition are reshaping high-performance brands. Defying industry trends. At a time when nearly every performance car maker is racing toward fully electric powertrains, Bugatti's choice to champion a hybrid system anchored by a naturally aspirated 16-cylinder engine is strikingly defiant. Many competitors have embraced electric propulsion as the future, while others rely heavily on turbocharged combustion engines to meet emissions regulations and efficiency demands. Bugatti's approach rejects both extremes, forging a deliberate middle path that balances raw internal combustion with electric innovation. This decision reflects more than technical preference. It's a philosophical statement about the soul of hypercars. Bugatti's CEO Mate Rimac emphasized that turbocharging was intentionally avoided, aiming instead for an engine that offers a pure, emotional, and mechanical driving experience. This signals Bugatti's belief that combustion engines, while evolving, can still play a vital role in the future of performance cars if crafted with uncompromising passion. The Tourbillon's hybrid powertrain integrates a potent electric system with a chassis and assembly process shared across the lineup, showcasing a fusion of tradition and cutting-edge engineering. This hybrid setup yields immense power and elevates efficiency without compromising the visceral appeal of a naturally aspirated engine. It's a complex balance that few manufacturers attempt, especially with a V16 at its core. Bugatti's approach also acknowledges growing industry pressures, emissions regulations, electrification mandates, and shifting customer expectations, without surrendering the brand's unique identity. Instead of fully electric or clinging to old mechanical formulas, it offers a bespoke solution tailored to its philosophy and clientele. The Tourbillon becomes a symbol of how legacy brands can adapt thoughtfully rather than follow trends blindly. Market demand reinforces this vision. With all 250 units reserved before production even begins, Bugatti confirms there's strong desire for a hybrid hypercar that delivers emotional style alongside technological prowess. Buyers seem to appreciate the rare combination of cutting-edge powertrain and dramatic, naturally aspirated sound, proving that exclusivity and specialist engineering still resonate deeply. Bugatti's factory itself embodies this hybrid spirit, designed and built around producing such complex vehicles with exacting standards on a scale that respects craftsmanship. The facility is both a physical and symbolic handshake between the past and the future, engineering and art, combustion and electrification. This integration is a calculated bet on what the next era of hypercars should evoke. Industry-wide, Bugatti's choice creates a conversation about authenticity and innovation, challenging peers to consider alternatives beyond the binary of pure electric or turbocharged combustion. It advocates for diversity in automotive propulsion, recognizing that emotional connection, sound, and mechanical drama still matter profoundly to many enthusiasts. This audacious stance on powertrain technology aligns perfectly with Bugatti's broader brand philosophy, where exclusivity and innovation merge, setting the stage for what ultra-limited hypercar ownership will mean in the years ahead. The future of ultra-limited hypercars. Bugatti's new factory and the arrival of the Tourbillon kind of mean a lot more than just a fresh production place and a really formidable hypercar. It sort of underlines the brand's dedication to rarity, to exclusivity, and to craftsman-like care. The Tourbillon is capped at 250 units, and yeah, all of them are already reserved, so it's aiming to stay one of those most pursued collector cars for this period. Pricing starts near $4 million before any personalization gets involved. But the whole ownership idea seems deeper than raw performance. Buyers aren't only taking delivery of a fast machine, they're basically putting money into a slice of automotive history and also stepping into a very selective network of Bugatti owners. There's also this interesting twist, where some customers have picked fewer custom options just so they could lock in an earlier delivery. So in a way, exclusivity and being among the first owners can end up weighing more than doing every possible bespoke detail. That philosophy kind of runs through the factory itself. Instead of just chasing maximum output, the place leans hard on precision, on real quality, and you can see it in the way each vehicle gets put together and then inspected again and again. In the end, the whole production flow feels way more like fine craftsmanship than a typical mass manufacturing line. Bugatti's approach also looks like an answer to an industry that is moving fast. While a lot of makers are pivoting toward fully electric performance cars, the Tourbillon goes another route. It pairs a naturally aspirated V16 with hybrid tech, so there's this mix of classic engineering plus modern innovation. It basically shows how heritage and technological progress can live side by side without having to discard the brand's own identity. Bugatti's new factory and the $4 million Tourbillon mark more than just a new car or building. They represent a bold renewal of craftsmanship and exclusivity in a changing world. This story proves that innovation and tradition can coexist beautifully, crafting the future while respecting the past. If you enjoyed this deep dive, like the video and subscribe for more fascinating automotive stories.